how to add Sync 3 module. This vehicle here is a 17 Fusion. And I'm just changing the module, therefore I can do some programming on it. This one here is a Ford Fusion. As you see, I've already got my little trim panel already off due to something else. To get that off, I just pull this outwards. It's just held on by some plastic clips. Same thing with here. Pull that outwards. I just kind of pried right here on the trim panel. Same with here, and just kind of work my way up. And you want to pry right where the tabs mount onto. You don't want to try prying between it, because then you can crack off the little trim panel along here. Then you'll have a 7mm, I believe it is, here and there. After you get that off, you can go ahead and pull on this climate control bezel. Pry kind of gently. Might have to kind of work your way onto it. Mine's on there kind of tough. There you go. And off it goes. See, mine was on there a little bit tight. I'm going to try prying gentle on it, because these are held on by metal clips, so that's why it's a lot tougher to pull off. Then here's your audio control module, and there's where your radio head unit is, where it displays all the information. Now behind there is going to be an apim module, what they call. This is what it looks like. So the way I'm looking at it here, it's mounted this way, right onto the back plate of the screen here. So like I said, go and remove those 4 7mm screws. Alright, after you get the 4 screws off, you can go ahead and pull out the radio gently. And you don't want to lay it down on something, and that's what the apim module looks like. And you'll have some connectors right here. There will be a tab on this run. Don't know if you can see it or not. You'll also have a tab here and a tab, the blue tab there, or you can just unplug this orange connector here. And this one here is a GPS sensor, the one closest to me right here. There's a tab also on there that you want to push in and pull out. Alright, so I took this off, laid it on my workbench. I got a nice microfiber towel, therefore I will not scratch the screen. And I'm going to disconnect this blue connector here off of the module. And you will have 3 Phillips head bolts that you want to remove. Now if you're trying to upgrade from Sync 2 to Sync 3, you will have to actually physically swap out this whole unit, the screen and the apim unit, to get to Sync 3. Because if you look on yours, the Sync 2, there is actually a connector like right along here that actually plugs into the module itself and into the screen. After you get those 3 screws off this goes. Now here's like the connector I'm talking about. It would look similar to this. That's on the Sync 2, and this would plug like right back into here. Now I don't know for sure, but maybe you can desolder off your Sync 2 and solder in a connector, because this connector here is what sends the touchscreen to the module. So alright, go ahead and put in your new one. You want it facing the right way. There's like little tabs right there. That kind of just helps, aligns it. I don't know if you can see that little hole there. It just kind of aligns right into place. Alright, I got my full 3 screws back in. You want to go and plug this in. Just push it in until you hear a little click, and you're ready to go ahead and put it back in the vehicle. Alright, I already went on and plugged everything in. Gonna put your car to the on position. Now it might take it a while for it to boot up. This booted up pretty fast. And you can see it already works. And there it is. Now you might need to do a programming with it. So your steering control, Okay, yeah, there we go.
Please say a command.
So in this case here, I do not need to do any programming since all of my little things work the way it should. Which I was actually kind of surprised because it shows it came off of a F250 and this is a Fusion, so maybe they had the same steering setup on there. You can also make sure that everything works. In this case here, my backup camera doesn't work. All it is black, so I will need to do a programming on how to get the camera to work. I'll put it back in reverse. And there we go. It doesn't work. Put on the emergency brake. So after you get that in there, like I said, you will need to do programming because some of your function may not work. You want to go ahead and put on your bezel, screw down, put in the screws that goes in there, and then also your little trim panel, and go ahead and push in these two trim panels here, and you're good to go. So thanks for watching.